Sometimes life doesn't go the way you planned. Doors close, hearts break, and you start to wonder if Allah has forgotten you. But He hasn't. He's never forgotten you. He's just fixing things in ways you can't yet see. You see, faith isn't about getting everything you want. It's about trusting Allah when nothing makes sense. Believing that His delay is not His denial. Because when Allah is silent, He's not absent. He's preparing your heart for what's coming. So breathe, stop worrying. Allah will fix it for you. Just as He always has, just as He always will. There is a quiet longing in the heart that no one can see. It is the longing for answers, for clarity, for relief from the pressures of life that weigh heavily upon the soul. You may be sitting in silence, feeling the weight of unanswered prayers, the ache of dreams deferred, the sorrow of doors closed without explanation. And in those moments, the heart whispers questions that echo through the chambers of the mind. Why now? Why me? Why this delay? It is human to ask these questions, to seek reasons and logic for the hardships that confront us, to look around and see others moving forward while you feel frozen in place. But what the heart often fails to grasp is that life is not a series of coincidences. Life is a carefully orchestrated plan, one that only Allah truly understands. The moments that seem delayed, the answers that feel absent, the relief that hasn't arrived yet, all of it is a part of a wisdom far greater than our comprehension. Allah is never late. He is never wrong. He is never careless. And His timing is perfect, even when we cannot see it. Trust in Allah's timing is a trust that begins in the heart. It begins when the soul stops insisting on immediate explanations and allows the heart to rest in the knowledge that there is a plan far beyond human understanding. This is not an easy lesson, for the human heart is impatient. We live in a world that prizes speed and immediacy. We are taught to expect instant results, quick fixes, and immediate gratification. But the soul that relies on Allah learns that some things are meant to unfold slowly, deliberately, and with intention. The waiting itself is part of the process. Every moment of delay, every pause in the unfolding of life is an opportunity for the heart to grow, for patience to deepen, and for reliance on Allah to solidify. Consider the heart that prays earnestly, for guidance, for provision, for relief from hardship. The prayer is sincere, the intention is pure, and yet the response seems delayed. It is here that trust is tested. It is here that faith is challenged. But the one who trusts knows that Allah's response may not come in the way the mind expects, but it will come in the way the heart needs. Allah sees what the soul cannot see. He knows what is hidden in the depths of the heart, the silent struggles, the unspoken fears, and the dreams tucked away like fragile treasures. And in His infinite wisdom, He shapes the path, moving pieces in ways that are unseen, aligning moments, people, and opportunities to arrive at the perfect time. The Quran reminds us, indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. 2:15-3. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active trust. It is the conscious choice to surrender your timelines to Allah's wisdom, to continue striving with sincerity while leaving the outcomes to Him. It is the understanding that delay is not denial, that difficulty is not abandonment, and that hardship is not punishment but preparation. Each challenge, each disappointment is a step in the journey designed by Allah to bring the soul closer to the fulfillment that He alone can provide. Imagine a gardener tending to a plant. The gardener knows exactly when the seeds need water, when the soil must rest, and when sunlight must touch the leaves. If the gardener were to rush the growth, the plant would wither. Similarly, Allah nurtures the heart and the soul. The waiting period, the moments that feel like stagnation, are in fact periods of growth and refinement. Faith is strengthened, patience is cultivated, and the heart learns to recognize that true fulfillment cannot be rushed. It is natural for the heart to compare itself with others. You may see someone achieving their dreams seemingly effortlessly, and the ache of your own waiting intensifies. But comparison blinds the heart to Allah's unique plan for you. Your path is yours alone. The timing of your blessings, the manner of your relief, and the unfolding of your dreams are tailored to your soul's needs. The one who trusts understands that what is meant for them will not miss them, and what is not meant for them will never reach them. There is a profound liberation in releasing the need to control every detail, to dictate every outcome, and to force the hand of fate. Consider the stories of the prophets whose lives were marked by waiting and trials. Yusuf, peace be upon him, endured betrayal, separation, and imprisonment. Yet his patience and trust in Allah transformed his hardship into a position of unimaginable strength and fulfillment. Musa, peace be upon him, faced relentless challenges in guiding his people, yet every step of struggle was orchestrated with divine timing, culminating in liberation that could not have been rushed. The lives of the prophets remind us that delays are not denials, struggles are not failures, and timing is always divine. Trusting in Allah's timing also requires the heart to embrace uncertainty. The mind desires control, but the soul finds peace in surrender. It is the recognition that human understanding is limited and that Allah's perspective encompasses all time and all possibilities. When the heart accepts this truth, worry begins to dissolve. Anxiety loses its grip. The restless mind that once questioned and doubted begins to rest in the certainty that Allah's plan is flawless. Faith in divine timing is also expressed through consistent effort. Trust does not mean inaction. It means striving sincerely, preparing diligently, and then surrendering the results to Allah. It is planting seeds, watering them, and then trusting that Allah will bring the harvest in the perfect season. Every step you take, every effort you make, every choice guided by sincerity and intention becomes part of the divine orchestration. And when the moment arrives, it is often more beautiful, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your soul's true needs than you could have imagined. Life has a way of teaching lessons through waiting. The unanswered prayers, the doors that remain closed, the heartbreaks that pierce the heart, all are shaping the soul. They are refining the character, softening the heart, and teaching reliance on Allah. The wisdom is often revealed only in retrospect. What seemed like loss becomes a gateway to a greater blessing. What seemed like failure transforms into preparation for success beyond imagination. The one who trusts sees not just the immediate struggle, but the eventual triumph that Allah has prepared. There is a serenity that comes from surrender. When the heart stops resisting the unknown, stops battling with delay, and stops trying to force outcomes, a deep peace emerges. It is the peace that comes from knowing that the one who controls the universe is also watching over your heart, your dreams, and your struggles. The trust that Allah's timing is perfect allows the heart to rest even in the midst of chaos, to find calm in the storm, and to hold hope when circumstances seem bleak. Sometimes the waiting itself is the answer. The pause between prayer and fulfillment is where transformation occurs. It is where character is built, perspective is widened, and the heart learns to lean not on its own understanding, but on the one who never errs. Every moment of waiting is a seed planted in the soil of faith, destined to blossom into something beautiful when the time is right. And so when life feels uncertain, when plans are delayed, when relief seems distant, remember, Allah's timing is never late. Your heart may not understand, your mind may question, but your soul can rest in the certainty of His wisdom. Trust that every hardship is a step toward your ultimate good. Every delay is a preparation for greater blessings. And every unanswered question is held by the one who knows best. Patience, trust, and surrender are not signs of weakness. They are the marks of a heart that believes in Allah's perfect plan. They are the evidence of faith that does not waver in the face of uncertainty, and they are the keys to unlocking the peace and fulfillment that can only come when the heart stops resisting and begins trusting fully. The journey of trust is ongoing. It is not a destination, but a practice, a daily choice to release worry, to embrace patience, and to hold firmly to the understanding that Allah is always working behind the scenes. He is arranging circumstances, aligning hearts, and orchestrating events to arrive at the perfect moment. The heart that trusts does not despair. The soul that surrenders does not fear. And the believer who relies on Allah never feels truly abandoned. Remember that the tests, the delays, and the hardships are not signs of failure. They are signs of preparation. They are the shaping hands of a creator who knows the best way to bring you what you need in the time you need it. And when the moment finally arrives, the relief, the blessings, and the fulfillment will feel more profound, more transformative, and more aligned with your soul than you ever imagined. So trust in Allah's timing. Let patience soften your heart. Let surrender quiet your mind. And let the certainty of His wisdom guide your soul. For every delay has a purpose. Every hardship has a lesson, and every unanswered prayer is held by the one who never errs, never forgets, and never fails. The human heart has a natural tendency to cling. We cling to outcomes, to people, to plans, to the vision we hold for our lives. We hold tightly to what we imagine as the right path, to the sequence of events that we believe should happen, to the timeline that feels fair in our minds. And yet, life often teaches us a very different lesson. That control is an illusion, that the harder we grip, the more we strain, the more restless we become. And in this restless striving, we find worry creeping in, filling every corner of the heart with unease, with fear, with doubt. We worry about tomorrow, about what we cannot see, about the things beyond our ability to shape. But the heart that learns to surrender discovers a freedom that the mind could never invent. A peace that surpasses understanding, and a trust that transforms the very way we experience life. Islam teaches us that worry is not merely a mental burden, it is a distraction from the beauty and guidance of reliance on Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us that worrying about things that are beyond your control is a form of forgetfulness of Allah. When the heart forgets that Allah is the knower, the planner, the one who shapes every moment, worry takes root. It grows quietly, invisibly, until it becomes a constant companion, whispering fears and doubts into the soul. But when the heart remembers Allah, when it turns its focus to Him, the burden of worry begins to lift. The realization dawns that we do not have to manage every detail, we do not have to orchestrate every outcome, and we do not have to force the world to bend to our expectations. To let go of control does not mean inaction. It does not mean surrendering ambition or abandoning dreams or living passively in the face of life's challenges. Rather, it is a deliberate act of trust. It is the choice to do our best, to prepare, to strive, and to act with sincerity while leaving the outcome in the hands of the one who knows all things. It is planting the seeds with care, nurturing them with effort, and then trusting that the harvest will arrive in its appointed time. And in this act of surrender, worry finds no place to cling. It cannot survive in the presence of trust. Think of the countless moments in life when worry consumed the heart, yet the outcome was beyond the mind's comprehension. How often have we feared loss that never came? How often have we fretted over rejection, illness, or failure, only to find that Allah's plan was far kinder than our imagination? Every instance where worry once took root is a reminder of the futility of trying to control what is not ours to control. And every instance where surrender led to relief is a testament to the mercy of Allah, who orchestrates our lives with wisdom beyond measure. Letting go of control also means embracing uncertainty. The heart that clings cannot rest. It is perpetually on edge, anticipating outcomes, calculating probabilities, and fearing deviation from the imagined path. But uncertainty is not our enemy. It is an opportunity to turn to Allah, to deepen faith, and to strengthen reliance on Him. The Quran reminds us, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. 65:3, the heart that surrenders learns that reliance is not weakness. It is strength. It is the recognition that Allah's understanding encompasses all things, all times, and all possibilities. The one who relinquishes control is not lost. The one who trusts is never abandoned. Worry often convinces us that we must act alone, that the weight of our lives rests solely on our shoulders. And yet, every moment of life is under Allah's care. The provision we seek, the guidance we yearn for, the opportunities we hope for, all of them are in His hands. The moment the heart internalizes this truth, a profound light fills the soul, a light that illuminates the path through uncertainty, that softens the anxiety that once consumed every thought, and that opens the heart to the mercy that is always present but often overlooked. Consider the simple acts of letting go in daily life. The worry over a job opportunity, the fear of failing an exam, the uncertainty of a relationship, the anxiety about health or finances. All of these are tests of reliance. Each moment offers a choice to clutch, to struggle, to exhaust oneself in futile effort, or to act with sincerity and release the rest to Allah. The one who chooses surrender does not resign to inaction. They engage fully in life, yet they carry a calmness in their heart, a certainty that Allah is arranging the pieces perfectly. This calmness is not accidental. It is cultivated through intention, through mindfulness, and through remembrance of Allah. Remembrance of Allah is the antidote to worry. When the heart remembers the one who is most merciful, most wise, most powerful, it finds solace. The act of dhikr, the recitation of the Quran, the prayer, the reflection upon his names and attributes, all of these remind the soul that worry is unnecessary. When the heart meditates on the attributes of Allah, the provider, the knower, the planner, it becomes clear that no detail is too small, no moment too insignificant for his attention. The hands that seem invisible are guiding every aspect of our lives with care, precision, and wisdom. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, faced countless trials, yet he exhibited perfect reliance on Allah. When the heart is filled with trust, it does not panic in the face of uncertainty. When the soul is anchored in reliance, it does not frantically seek control where it does not belong. The Sunnah demonstrates that surrender is active, not passive. It involves striving, yet it releases the fruit of effort to Allah. It involves care, yet it relinquishes ownership of the outcome. And in this balance lies freedom, serenity, and true faith. It is important to recognize that letting go is a process. The heart may resist, the mind may continue to calculate, to worry, to anticipate, but with each moment of intentional surrender, the heart grows lighter. With each reminder of Allah's sufficiency, the soul becomes more resilient. With each act of trust, the burden of worry diminishes. Over time, the heart learns that life unfolds most beautifully not when we force control, but when we release it. Reflection on the past often reveals this truth. Look back on moments when worry consumed you. Recall the fears that seemed insurmountable, the anxieties that felt unending. And now, observe the outcomes. How often did the situation resolve in ways far more perfect than your expectations? How often did the timing, the manner, and the results surpass your imagination? These are the lessons that remind the heart that control is not ours to possess, but trust is ours to embrace. Worry also distracts from gratitude. When the heart clings, it misses the blessings present in the current moment. It overlooks the provision already given, the love already surrounding, the opportunities already unfolding. Letting go creates space for gratitude. It shifts the heart from fear to appreciation, from anxiety to reflection, from control to reliance. And in this shift, life begins to feel lighter, more meaningful, and more aligned with the mercy of Allah. Consider the natural world. Rivers flow without resistance, trees grow without worry, the sun rises and sets without panic, the seasons change without effort. And yet everything moves in perfect harmony, guided by the one who designed it. The human heart, when aligned with this principle, can emulate this natural rhythm. It can flow with life rather than struggle against it. It can grow in patience rather than wither in worry. And it can trust the process rather than obsess over outcomes. The act of letting go is not a single moment. It is a continuous practice. It is repeated in prayer, in reflection, in intentional surrender. It is reinforced through dhikr, through understanding the Quran, and through remembering the stories of those who trusted and found peace. It is a choice to release the heavy burden of constant control, to hand over the reins to the one whose wisdom is infinite, and to carry forward with courage, effort, and faith. In the practice of surrender, The heart discovers that worry is often a reflection of forgetfulness. Forgetfulness of Allah's sufficiency, forgetfulness of His mercy, forgetfulness of His perfect knowledge. When the heart remembers, when the mind acknowledges, and when the soul surrenders, a transformation occurs. The restless heart becomes tranquil, the anxious mind becomes clear, and the believer begins to move through life with a sense of assurance, a lightness of being, and a trust that surpasses understanding. Letting go also fosters resilience. When the heart stops clinging, it learns to recover gracefully from setbacks, to face uncertainty without panic, and to navigate challenges with patience. The soul becomes flexible, adaptable, and strengthened by the recognition that outcomes are in Allah's hands. Worry loses its power because the heart understands that no circumstance, however difficult, is outside the scope of divine wisdom. And so the journey of letting go is one of courage. It is the courage to release what we cannot control, the courage to trust in Allah's timing, and the courage to act with sincerity without obsession over results. It is the courage to face the unknown with faith rather than fear, to embrace uncertainty with hope rather than despair, and to walk through life with a heart anchored in divine reliance. In this surrender, the believer discovers that life becomes lighter, more meaningful, and more connected to the mercy of Allah. The anxiety that once consumed the heart fades, the incessant need to control diminishes, and a profound peace emerges. A peace that comes from knowing that the one who created the universe is guiding every moment of your life with wisdom, care, and infinite knowledge.